Standoff between a police SWAT team and a Washoe County deputy. New developments in the legal proceedings between taxi companies and the ride-sharing company Uber here in the Silver State. Will they ever open up business here? And the latest from Ferguson, Missouri, where violence erupted soon after that grand jury decided not to indict the police officer who shot and killed Michael Brown. Those stories top your news right now at 5:30. Hello. Tuesday, November 25 is what we're up to. Good morning. I'm John Potter.
I'm Andy Guevara. Thank you for starting your day here with Channel 2 News this morning. We're going to start with a quick look at weather before we get to those stories. Good morning, Jeff.
Hey, my man.
Hey, Andy and John. Good morning to you on a Tuesday. It's going to be a nice day today. Cold out there, of course, right now. 25 degrees at 8 o'clock, 52 at noon. High today of 60 degrees. Wait till you see that 7-day forecast. I think you'll like it. Coming right up. Back to you.
All right, big news. Police were up against thousands of protesters in not just Ferguson, but several cities last night as violence continued overnight. People enraged over what they are calling a lack of justice for 18-year-old Michael Brown. And
in Ferguson, the rioting started almost immediately after the decision was announced last night by the grand jury not to indict Officer Darren Wilson. Several businesses have been vandalized and burned to the ground, including a pizza restaurant, a car dealership, and numerous automotive stores there. At times, police did use tear gas to subdue the protesters. The police chief had this to say last night.
I said several months ago during an interview what would be the worst thing that could possibly happen. And the fact of the matter is, I said, to tear the fabric of this community apart. And frankly, that has happened here tonight. There's not a lot left on West Florissant between Solway and Chambers Road. And those are businesses that may never come back. So frankly, I'm heartbroken about that.
Definitely, and there are so many unanswered questions, so we will continue to update you with the latest from Ferguson and across the United States. Stay with Channel 2 News for the latest.
Pizza restaurant burned up. A man is behind bars this morning facing several charges after a standoff with police on Sunday. Yesterday, police announced the man involved is a Washoe County deputy. 41-year-old Robert Brunsvold is a 10-year veteran of the sheriff's office. He was arrested after that standoff near Spanish Springs High School. Now, police say he fired his rifle and then threatened to kill himself before surrendering. Brunsvold is charged with obstruction with a firearm and possession of a firearm while intoxicated. Sheriff Mike Haley says there's nothing in this deputy's past behavior to indicate a risk for behavior like that. He says there are counseling services available to all law enforcement officers, and they do evaluate all their new hires for psychological fitness. If you or somebody you know needs to talk to somebody, the National Crisis Call Center is always taking calls. That number, 1-800-273-8255.
All right, how about our weather? What can we expect today for that? We're going to send it over
Good stuff,
to,
right, Jeff?
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, you can't beat this forecast for this time of year. Temperatures are going to start to warm up nicely beginning today, taking us right through Thanksgiving with a nice warming trend on the way. Accident-free here in Reno, but if you're watching us in Fernley, we do have an accident. I-80 at mile marker 46, westbound lanes. I-80 mile marker 46 out toward Fernley. Look out for that. Otherwise, our temperatures are quite chilly out there. 17 in Lovelock. Hello, Fallon. 21 for you. Same for Tonopah and Ely. We have 25 degrees at South Lake Tahoe. So yeah, bundle up once again this morning. Cold conditions to start, but a nice afternoon. We're at 28 degrees right now as you head out the door. 51, that's the average high. We're going to do about 60 today. So above average. In fact, a big ridge of high pressure will keep us nice and sunny as we head through the week. And by Thanksgiving, things are going to be in the mid-60s, in fact. So warming things up. No big storms heading our way. If you do have any travel plans, looking pretty good across much of the country, including our area as well. A few storms or showers up towards Seattle and Portland. But our highs today will be very nice. Again, a cold start, 25 degrees at 8 o'clock. We'll be in the 50s by noon with plenty of sunshine and a high today of 60 degrees. So get out there and enjoy it. We'll talk about that travel forecast, the 7-day forecast. By this weekend, we have a couple storms heading our way. Could impact some of your travel plans. We'll talk about that in just a few minutes. Otherwise, have a great day. Enjoy that 60 today.
Definitely.
Yeah. Sorry, skiers. You might have heard this. According to the Pew Research Center, Nevada, our state has the highest level of illegal immigrant workers per capita in the whole country.
And many of those men and women are counting on the president's recent proposal for immigration reform to help get them legal. One of those is Veronica Hernandez. She and her husband have been here for 12 years trying to become legal. After raising their own 2 children, Veronica was granted guardianship of 4 nieces and nephews when her sister was deported 2 years ago. And the fact that they have legally adopted the youngest child who has special needs should make them eligible for a waiver to stay. and that comes as a big relief to them.
Siempre estaba yo con el miedo.
I always had fear we'd get caught and where would my kids end up, especially now that I have the responsibility of not just my kids, but 4 more kids.
Veronica also says that she's hoping to have her paperwork done and be in line if and when the policy changes do go into effect.
And we talked to the Washoe County Republican Party about the issues as well. And there is concern about the form of immigration changes, but one member told us the content of the president's executive order just might work.
I think it can be a good thing. It depends on a couple of things. One, it depends on all the details that are still yet to come from his executive order. And two, whether or not Congress is going to actually go ahead and fix immigration, make the changes that are necessary. And three, whether or not we're going to have enforcement, actual enforcement.
Now, none of the proposals from the president can even go into effect, though, for about 6 months. And other news, Andy?
74 people are vying for an at-large Reno City Council seat, and the current members now have to narrow that list down to 5. The seat opened up when Hillary Sheevey was elected mayor. City Council members have voted to submit their top 5 names and then interview applicants before choosing one person to fill the seat. The council decided to hold a special meeting next Monday at 9 a.m. to go over the final names submitted by each council member.
Yeah, that's how they do it. This morning in Money Watch, we have an update on the legal battle between state taxi regulators and the ride-sharing service Uber. Nevada Supreme Court rejected an injunction from Uber that would have stopped a hearing at the Washoe District Court this morning. Well, justices have now decided that Reno hearing will go on as planned to determine whether Uber can finally do business here in the Silver State.
And of course, it's 2 days away. It's Thanksgiving, right? You don't want to end your Thanksgiving holiday being sick.
Which happens a lot this time of year. So the Washoe County Health Department is getting out the ways we can all take to keep clean and healthy this year. And Landon Miller is checking those out in the station's kitchen with some Andy's cleaning. Good boy.
Well done.
Landon, all right. You can stop now. Tell us, really, this is important information, isn't it?
No, it really is important information, John. 23 million people are infected with foodborne illnesses throughout the United States every single year. And kind of the difference between foodborne illnesses and other things is that for the most part, foodborne illnesses can be prevented.
It's very important to have advanced preparation because during the time of this year, we don't want to have families who have a foodborne illness. It can ruin a holiday very fast.
Yeah, so she told us that advanced preparation is key. So if you've not started for that Thanksgiving dinner right away, you better get on that soon. The first thing she says to do, of course, is wash your hands with soap and water for 20 seconds. Then make sure you are cooking in a clean environment. Disinfect all of the surfaces that you plan on cooking with. Another important tip, separate all of your meats from each other and, of course, from the produce as well, cross-contamination issues. And finally, cook everything very, very thoroughly. Use that food thermometer as well. That turkey needs to be at least 165 degrees inside. So this morning we're talking a little bit about facts for Thanksgivings, but what about some major misconceptions?
Proper thawing. Don't thaw frozen meats on room temperature on your countertop. Make sure you plan in advance and thaw those turkeys in refrigeration at 4 degrees Fahrenheit or lower.
Yeah, so you better make sure you have that turkey in the process of being thawed because, as you guys mentioned, Thanksgiving is only 2 days away. And also, if you're kind of questioning what you should or shouldn't do for discontamination and all this other stuff, you can actually go online to our website, KTVN.com, and we have the ability, a link to one website where you can actually ask governmental environmental specialists in real time what you should do to make sure everything stays clean, guys.
And Landon, also leftovers, that's proper sort of care of those is important too.
Leftovers is very important, Andy. Good question. Yes, 2 hours is the time between the Thanksgiving dinner and between the time you want to get it inside of the refrigerator. So it's kind of sort of quick turnaround, and you want to make sure that those as well stay at 40 degrees or lower inside of your refrigerator.
All right, good things to remember.
Man. Good reminders. A lot of people don't know that you don't defrost the turkey at room temperature.
Because you so want to. You just want to get it going.
I know, but thaw it out in the fridge.
Put it in the